Good evening, fellow dreamers. I'm Fulky, and welcome to the first Dreamteam Legends podcast for a review of Round 6 2011 by Dreamers for Dreamers. We aim to entertain and assist you with the game of NRL Dream Team, but please go easy on us. We do this for you with our own time and for no rewards. Well, anyway, after a high-scoring round where the weekly number 1 dished out a mammoth 898, good work Harrison, coach of Team Gilly, it was clear that the big guns were mostly keeping up with their high reputations. Dream Team favourite Cameron Smith topped the round with a huge 82 to back up his scores of 75 and 76. And other performers include Corey Parker and Jamie Soward, other favourites. They dished out 50 plus scores. Some performers of the round include Cowboys halfback Jonathan Thurston with a 59, Cronulla captain with a return to form as a 61, and a solid 56 from Origin hopeful Jared Mullen. For those chasing the Toyota, the Cleveland Steamers increases their lead to have a 42-point gap between himself and second place Beaver Fever. Coach Glenn is certainly staking his claims for the keys to those wheels, but with the bye rounds coming shortly, will he be able to maintain his dominance? With the regular high-scoring guns all lifting for round 6 barring Nathan Hindmarsh, who saw a low 35 after being sin-binned against the Dogs, we'll take a quick look at Team Gilly, who topped the scoreboards for round 6 with 898. There are definitely some surprise packages that perform better than many would expect. Jared Mullen produced his best score of 2011 with a 56, a solid reflection of the dominance he produced against the Sharks. With a round 7 encounter with a struggling Raiders side, odds are good he could produce another high score. Another surprise packet was the return to form of Sharks prop Luke Douglas, with a more than solid 58. This can be explained by his game time, which was clocked at 55 minutes, more than he has usually played for 2011. Keep a lookout for him if he continues playing those sort of minutes. Now that 6 rounds have been completed, the scores have been rising as player match fitness is increasing. Unfortunately, the injury toll has also been rising. Notable injuries from round 6 include Tom Simons from the Roosters, who is expected to miss 1 to 2 weeks even though he has been named for this week's game against the Dragons, and Nathan Feen, who pulled out late but is expected to play on Sunday. Joe Gallivan and Jason King remain in doubt for Manly, and if either pulls out then it may see popular cashy Jamie Burrow back into the starting team and Tim Robinson onto the bench. With Matt Orford still out with a back injury, Sam Williams keeps the number 7 jersey for Canberra this weekend, while a broken hand to Sean Berrigan of the Warriors sees a reshuffle with Seymour returning to 5'8", Brown back to the centres, and Mateo returns to the second row. Other unavailable players include Jared Hayne, 2-week suspension for a headbutt, what was he thinking? Corey Payne, who misses a week for a careless high tackle, he knew all about that headbutt, and Roosters bad boy Todd Carney, who has been suspended for another night out. Toddy. On the topic of unavailable players, a reminder that the bye rounds are coming and these rounds could turn the rankings on their heads. Dreamers seeking the Toyota should aim to play a minimum of 16 in each of rounds 9, 11, 14 and 17. But remember, having 6 low-scoring wingers is only equivalent to 1 if not 2 high-scoring forwards, so numbers aren't everything. Also, with Origin stars missing round 11, 14 and 17, be careful before buying players such as Thurston, Slater and Origin hopefuls such as Manor, Tolman and Martin Kennedy. With Origin Game 1 not too far away, expect players who are in contention to step it up, especially New South Wales, where none of the positions are certain. After a round of biff, buff, bins, as well as fantastic tries, triumphs and tragedies in the world of Dream Team, here is the best 17 you could have lined up without cap restrictions. At fullback, Kurt Gidley. In the centre wings, Gordon, Gasnier, Taylor and Glenn. Halves, Jonathan Thurston and Jared Mullen. In the second row, you guessed it, Corey Parker, Dallas Johnson and Paul Gallen. Front row forwards, Douglas and Manor. In the hooker, no one other than Cam Smith. And the reserves, Nathan Friend, Matt Hilder, Trent Waterhouse and Jamie Soward. Well, that's our first podcast of 2011. Catch us next week for a more detailed review of DT World after round 7. Hope you enjoyed our first show. See you next week.